This is Part 2 Episode 2. Zhu Qzi pondered a bit. His expression became very unsettled before he let out a sigh. He really didn't have the guts to go test his theory. He stomped his foot on the ground and a large crack appeared in the sky as he stared viciously at the direction of Pailu. Second generation Suzaku, Zhu Qzi flew toward Mount Suzaku. Inside the soul refining sect in Pailu, Wang Lin's figure wavered and then fell from the sky after he made sure that Zhu Qzi had left. Du Qian was shocked and quickly went up to Wang Lin. The current Wang Lin's face was pale and his eyes were closed, he was clearly in pain. Du Qian took a few closer looks, then his expression changed greatly and he shouted, "Possession." He instantly clenched his teeth and raised his hand. He was about to press his hand down on Wang Lin's forehead to help him fight the possession. However, just as he was about to press down, Wang Lin opened his eyes. His eyes were now clear, and contained none of the arrogance from before. Wang Lin weakly said, "Senior, stop." Du Qian stared at Wang Lin and said, in a serious tone, "What exactly happened? You were way too rash, you little brat. Couldn't you see the severity of the situation? If this old man had his old temper, I would kill you with a slap. Don't think that because your lifespan is about to be up, this old man can't make you taste what it's like for your life to be slowly drained away." A very arrogant voice came from Wang Lin's brow. Shortly after, a green light flew out from Wang Lin's forehead and stood on the side. This green light took the form of a large middle-aged man with a rough face and a large build. The moment he appeared, he released a powerful aura. The sky's color suddenly changed. Due to the impact of this person's aura, clouds began to form. Lightning could be seen and rain began to fall. The middle-aged man raised his head toward the sky and shouted, "Scatter for this old man. Did I let you rain?" With just one roar, the clouds in the sky scattered without a trace, even the rain that was falling was blown away. Not even a single drop had landed. Du Qian's body trembled violently as he stared dumbfoundedly at the scene before him. He was unable to say a word. Wang Lin bitterly smiled and let out a cough. When the holy Suzaku flame arrived, Wang Lin's origin soul had already returned to his body, and he had reached the soul transformation stage. However, there was no way for him to help in the fight between Du Qian and Zhu Qzi, so when the holy Suzaku flame appeared, he hid inside the heaven-defying bead. When he went in there, Sichu Nan awakened. The just awakened Sichu Nan had a fierce image, but in reality he was very weak. They didn't even have time to talk before Sichu Nan noticed what was going on outside, entered Wang Lin's body, and scared Zhu Qzi away. It has to be said that Sichu Nan's acting skill was very powerful. When Sichu Nan made Zhu Qzi cut off his fingers, Wang Lin was extremely nervous, but Sichu Nan wasn't nervous at all and was as arrogant as he always was. Afterwards, Wang Lin asked why he had asked Zhu Qzi to leave behind the fingers. Could he not have been afraid of Zhu Qzi retaliating? Sichu Nan's response was, "Because I'm Sichu Nan. Earlier you almost ruined my plan by asking for that fourth soul, you little brat. If I had let that little thieving sparrow see through me, this old man would have had to go back to sleep right after waking up. As for that fourth soul, once I find a body and recover my cultivation, I'll just kill my way up Mount Suzaku, and steal it back for you." Sichu Nan glared at Du Qian. Du Qian hadn't been called a little brat for thousands of years. He could only warily smile and ask, "Senior is?" Sichu Nan raised his head and arrogantly said, "Wang Lin, tell this little brat who I am." Wang Lin wryly smiled. He looked at Du Qian and said, "He is Sichu Nan." Sichu Nan. Du Qian thought for a very long time, and couldn't think of any expert named Sichu Nan. Then Wang Lin said, "The second generation Suzaku." Du Qian's body trembled and he staggered backwards. His eyes were filled with extreme shock. He finally understood why Zhu Qzi was scared away. The fame of the second generation Suzaku was too large. In some ways it even exceeded the first generation Suzaku's fame. Shortly after, Du Qian took a deep breath. He respectfully bowed toward Sichu Nan and said, "Junior Du Qian from the Soul Refining Sect greets Senior." Sichuan nodded and said, considering the fact that you protected Wang Lin and are giving him the 1 billion soul flag, this old man promises you that if there is an opportunity, I'll help you revive the soul refining sect. Sichuan reminisced about the past. If it wasn't for his good friend from the soul refining sect, he wouldn't even have had the time to escape into the heaven-defying bead during the battle with the foreign cultivators. Du Qian revealed a smile on his face. He had given up his entire life for the soul refining sect, and it was the thing he worried about the most in his life. This was why he was willing to use the end of his life to befriend Wang Lin. It was all in order to find a way to keep his soul refining sect alive. Zhu Qiuzi's arrival made Du Qian despair. However, things changed so fast that he felt like he had experienced an entire lifetime already. Now that the second generation Suzaku had personally promised to keep the soul refining sect alive, Du Qian was satisfied. He sat down in the lotus position with a smile on his face and slowly closed his eyes. Senior apprentice brother, your prediction worked. I, Du Qian, can meet you, teacher, and all of the previous ancestors with a smile. I, Du Qian, am not a sinner of the soul refining sect. I found a new hope for the soul refining sect. I can see that in the future, my soul refining sect will become an existence beyond a rank 6 cultivation country. I, Du Qian, have left my mark on the history of the soul refining sect. Teacher, I managed to accomplish what I promised you. I, Du Qian, am willing to wipe away my consciousness to enter the soul flag for eternity. On a rainy night on a public road, the bandits killed everyone, and among the rubble was a youth crying. With a long sigh, an old man walked out from the rain. After gently rubbing the youth's head, he revealed a gentle smile and said only one sentence. Are you willing to come with me? The youth grew up inside the soul refining sect. The talented youth immediately stood out among the other disciples. He did all of this just because of that one sentence. In order to follow the old man's footsteps, he cultivated hard every day. Day by day, year by year, he continued this boring cultivation, until he comprehended the heavens and reached the soul formation stage. He became the old man's disciple, was given the Daoist name Du Qian, and followed the old man everywhere. Time was like a song. There will be a day when the song ends and people leave. Before his teacher's soul entered the 1 billion soul flag, he made a promise to protect the soul refining sect for the rest of his life only for that one sentence in his youth. Are you willing to come with me? Teacher, disciple. Is coming. Du Qian let out a smile as he closed his eyes. The last bit of his life force disappeared. A ray of golden purple light flew out from his brow. The 1 billion soul flag suddenly appeared, and with a wave, the golden purple light disappeared inside it. Although the 1 billion soul flag had lost 1/3 of its soul fragments, 10 primary souls, and the 4th soul, it was still the 1 billion soul flag. This 30-foot flag represented the roots of the soul refining sect. It seemed to have a mind of its own as it floated toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin raised his right hand and grabbed the soul flag, then he looked at the smiling Du Qian with a complex expression and melancholy. He kneeled down and kowtowed toward Du Qian. Although senior wasn't my teacher, you treated me as your disciple. I will never forget about this. The melancholy in Wang Lin's eyes became even stronger. In truth, his time spent with Du Qian wasn't very long, but Du Qian's kindness to him was engraved in his heart. Zhu Qiuzi, one day I'll definitely find you and make you pay for wiping out the soul refining sect. Wang Lin looked at the direction of the country of Suzaku, and his eyes became cold. With a gust of wind, Du Qian's corpse began to slowly disintegrate, as if everything about this person was disappearing. Only in Wang Lin's memory did Du Qian's figure still remain. For you to meet this person was your luck. He is worthy of being remembered. Sichuan let out a sigh. His voice was no longer filled with arrogance, as he thought about his good friends in the past. Wang Lin pondered a bit and looked toward Sichuan. What's your plan? Sichuan's eyes lit up and the arrogance reappeared. He said, find a body with talent suitable for me, recover my cultivation, and look for those people who caused me to end up in this situation. If they have long died, then I'll take out my anger on their descendants. Sichu Nan's personality had always been like this. Back then he kept teaching Wang Lin this almost demonic path of cultivation. The reason Wang Lin had killed so much had a lot to do with Sichu Nan's influence. Wang Lin nodded and said, "The heaven-defying bead has already fused with my soul and is unable to be removed." Without letting Wang Lin finish, Sichu said, "Nonsense. It's all that damn bead's fault that I ended up in such a state. Even if you give it to me, I won't want it." Wang Lin looked at Sichu Nan and whispered, "Sichu. What is it?" Sichu Nan rolled his eyes. "Thank you." Sichu Nan pondered. In truth, he had already guessed that the heaven-defying bead was a very rare treasure, most likely beyond a celestial treasure. But although he was a tyrannical and arrogant person, he highly valued the kindness others had shown him. The first Suzaku showed him kindness, and that was why he gave up on leaving the planet to stay behind and protect the country of Suzaku. The relationship between him and Wang Lin was very difficult, but that just made the relationship between them even closer. He had basically watched Wang Lin grow up as a cultivator, so to him, Wang Lin was like his own disciple. Which was why he couldn't ask for the heaven-defying bead. Sichu Nan snorted as he turned his head and said, "If you want to thank me, then go find me a body. Wait a bit and let me check if there is a body suitable for me on this planet right now. Although this old man can't fight enemies, I still have my spells, so finding a body should be easy." With that, Sichu Nan's eyes lit up and his divine sense spread out. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he said, "Zhu Qzi has a disciple named Qian Feng. His body should be pretty good." Zhu Qzi's disciple. Forget it. I owe the first generation Suzaku. If you want to kill him, I don't care, but for me to do it, it's a bit too much. Eh? How could this kind of body exist on planet Suzaku? Although this body is still only a boy, it is top-quality possession material. Not bad. I don't give a shit if he's just a kid, this boy is made for possession. Sichu Nan looked toward the extreme north with eyes filled with joy. Oh? Wang Lin looked toward Sichu Nan. Sichu Nan's eyes were filled with joy. With a smile he said, "Good, this old man has picked his body. Wang Lin, follow me to the North Pole. That is where the body I want is located." With that, he began flying. Wang Lin slapped his bag of holding. The mosquito let out a roar and appeared before Wang Lin. He jumped onto the mosquito's back, sat down, and followed Sichu Nan. Sichu Nan turned around to look at the mosquito. His eyes lit up as he said, "What kind of beast is that? Where did you find it?" "This old man is going to go catch one to play around with." The mosquito has always been tyrannical, but after feeling the aura form Sichu Nan, it let out a few hums and backed away from him. Sichu Nan stared at the mosquito beast for a while. In a flash, he appeared beside Wang Lin on the back of the mosquito and said, "What are you running for? I'm not going to eat you." The mosquito's body trembled as it looked pleadingly at Wang Lin. Wang Lin let out a faint smile as he rubbed the mosquito's large head. He took out a piece of jade and after imprinting some information on it, he handed it to Sichu Nan. "If you go there, you can catch as many mosquito beasts as you want." Sichu Nan took the jade. After he scanned it, his expression immediately changed. He awkwardly said, "Never mind. I don't want one anymore." The jade Wang Lin gave him contained information on the planet where the ancient god found a large amount of mosquito beasts. Even with Sichu Nan's pride, his heart trembled when he saw the information in the jade. He then looked at the mosquito beast with a strange expression. Sichu Nan let out a mischievous smile and said, "Wang Lin, how about we make a deal? Once I have a body, lend me the mosquito to study for a while. I'll only study it and not harm its life." "Not possible." Wang Lin refused without any hesitation. Sichu Nan panicked and said, "I really won't kill it. It might become even stronger." "Not possible." Wang Lin shook his head. Sichu Nan's eyes widened as he stared at Wang Lin and shouted, "Little brat, no one dares to refuse this old man. Back then this old man wanted the first generation's concubine, and then I just stole her from him. As long as I want it, no one can refuse me. Are you going to give it to me? If not, I'll kill you with one slap, you unfilial kid. Wang Lin stared at Sichu Nan. He didn't say a word, but silently watched him. Shortly after, Sichu Nan warily smiled and said, "How did I end up with someone like you? When you were still a kid it was me who adjusted your body so you could cultivate. And it was also me who gave you the idea to steal someone's foundation. And I also saved you many times. Did you forget about the time when the Ting family little brat chased you? Also, outside the Juming Valley I risked my life to save you and this is how you treat me. I'm a pitiful old man. I don't have many desires. I just wanted to borrow the mosquito to study." Wang Lin felt his head start to ache. If Sichu Nan had continued to play it tough, he would be able to ignore it, but now every word Sichu Nan was saying was landing on his heart. After a while, Wang Lin let out a helpless smile and said, "Fine. I'll lend it to you. I'll lend it to you." Sichu Nan's expression suddenly changed to an arrogant one and he laughed. "Good, this is more like the person this old man picked." With that, he looked toward the mosquito and revealed a creepy smile. The mosquito's body trembled and it screamed. That smile almost caused it to fall from the sky. As they flew, Wang Lin pondered a bit and asked, "Sichu, do you know the Ji realm?" Sichu Nan's expression became serious as he said, "The Ji Dao is the Ji of the three realms." "Why are you asking this?" Wang Lin looked at Sichu Nan. In this world, aside from Li Muwen, the only other person he could completely trust was Sichu Nan. Wang Lin slapped his bag of holding and a blob of white light appeared. This white light gave off a pressure like divine retribution. Although this pressure wasn't dangerous to Wang Lin, it could kill any nascent soul cultivator that touches it. Sichu Nan exclaimed in surprise. He picked up the white light, took a closer look, and his expression immediately changed greatly. His divine sense immediately spread out to check their surroundings, before he threw the white light toward Wang Lin's bag. He sent the white light through Wang Lin's divine sense and directly into the bag. Sichu Nan exclaimed, "Why do you have the Ji realm?" Wang Lin slowly said, "Back in the Juming Valley, a sliver of this Ji realm appeared in my body. You were still sleeping then, so you didn't see it. Then my body was destroyed and you saved my soul before going back to sleep again. In the foreign battleground, my Ji realm reached its completion. The Ji realm is a very tyrannical substance. I don't have much information on it, but I know that the Cultivation Alliance is always looking for Ji realm cultivators. Whenever they find someone that has it, they kill them. You have to remember to never show it to anyone, especially the current Suzaku." Sichu Nan's expression was very serious. Wang Lin nodded. He pondered a bit and then said, "I suspect this Ji realm has something to do with your underworld ascension cultivation method." Sichu Nan was startled. He rubbed his chin and said, "You might have a point, but there are some unknown variables at play here, because then I would also have the Ji realm. As far as I know, the chances of the Ji realm appearing are simply too low. Also, it is too difficult to cultivate. The fact that you were able to remove it from your body without being affected is already very rare." Sichu Nan looked at Wang Lin with appreciation in his eyes. "Sichu, I heard from someone that the cultivation planet crystal can help the Ji realm break through its limitations. Is that true? What exactly is the cultivation planet crystal?" Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he finally asked the question he had been holding back for hundreds of years. "You even know about the cultivation planet crystal?" Sichu Nan revealed a complex expression before letting out a sigh and saying, "The cultivation planet crystal. That object is not a good thing. But if you want to leave this planet, you really do have to obtain it or else it could cause problems in the future. The cultivation planet crystal is the most vicious thing the Cultivation Alliance uses to control a cultivation planet." Sichu Nan was about to continue speaking when he suddenly looked into the distance and said, "We'll talk about this later. Right now there are Forsaken Immortal clan members before us that are giving offerings to their ancestral spirit. Let me think. I remember the first generation Suzaku studying a spell that could use the ancestral spirit to absorb some of the mysterious power. I'm getting old and my memory is getting worse. I think this is correct. Wang Lin, give me a celestial jade. As Wang Lin looked into the distance, he slapped the other bag of holding, took out a celestial jade, and handed it to Sichuan. Sichuan took the celestial jade, and in one breath of time sucked it dry to the point that it shattered. His eyes were filled with celestial spiritual energy as he said, I remember the first generation Suzaku saying that this spell had a fatal weakness. Although that weakness is kind of annoying for me right now, I should be able to avoid it. Wang Lin, wait for me here. I'll be right back. With that, he disappeared. When Sichuan appeared and scared Zhu Qzi away, all of the ascendant cultivators felt that powerful aura. A white-robed old man appeared in the sky east of the country of Suzaku. He was the only ascendant cultivator of the Heavenly Jade sect, Chu Yunfei. At this moment, his expression was unsettled. After a while, he let out a sigh and said, a very powerful aura. He slightly shook his head. As he looked to the east, his eyes became cold. Behind him was several dozen cultivators. Most of them were at the soul formation stage, and only 3 of them were at the soul transformation stage. Behind these people were more than 100 nascent soul cultivators. In the sky south of the continent of Suzaku was a cultivation army of more than 100 cultivators that was flying south. The person at the front was a middle-aged man. He was the Shattering Earth sect's ascendant cultivator. He bitterly smiled and said, unlucky for me to get mixed into such a messy war period. After Zhu Qzi returned to Mount Suzaku, he rested for a bit before quickly leaving again. This time his target was in the western side of the Suzaku continent. In the black clouds on the eastern edge of the Suzaku continent, the 5th ancestor gloomily withdrew his gaze. The corpse sect elder Sima, with his soul transformation cultivation, couldn't detect the change that occurred when Sichuan appeared, but when he saw this 5th ancestor's expression become ugly, he couldn't help but be surprised. He was just about to probe for information when the 5th ancestor waved his sleeves and said, Elder Sima, let's start. Sima's eyes lit up and he laughed. Good, the reason I came here was to deliver this corpse. It could make your forsaken immortal clan ancestor spirit tree flourish even more. With that, he turned around to look at the 2 corpse deacons behind him. Without a word the 2 deacons got off the coffin and began to form seals. Strands of spiritual energy flew from them and landed on the coffin. Shortly after, the 2 of them released a mysterious and ghostly light from their bodies and shouted, open. The sound of 2 pieces of wood scraping each other filled the air, as the wooden lid of the coffin slowly moved to create an opening. The opening got bigger and bigger. Black gas came from inside along with the stench of rotting flesh. The 5th ancestor's gaze was calm as he looked at the coffin. However, the 3 8-leaf shamans behind him were very nervous and secretly on guard. Rise, the 2 corpse deacons shouted together once more. The lid was suddenly pushed aside by an invisible hand and it smashed into the ground. At this moment, the black gas became even more dense as more of it escaped from the coffin, and seemed to want to surround the entire coffin. The Forsaken Immortal Clan 5th ancestor coldly said, this is the corpse you guys were talking about. Elder Sima let out a mischievous smile and said, 5th ancestor, don't blame me, the orders came from above and the corpse was delivered from above too. I don't have the right to make any decisions. However, on planet Suzaku, there aren't many soul transformation giant demon clan corpses. This one was transferred from another planet. The other 4 corpses should have been delivered to their locations already. This video will end here.